understand. I don't understand. How can somebody be 100% transparently open about what is going on up here and pretty much everything else in their life, yet you're still gonna come and tell me really what's going on with me after I've seen doctors, psychiatrists, therapists? Let's take a look at this article about neurodivergency from the Cleveland Clinic, shall we? Neurodivergent is a non-medical term that describes people whose brains develop or work differently for some reason. This means the person has different strengths and struggles from people whose brains develop or work more typically. While some people who are neurodivergent have medical conditions, it also happens to people where a medical condition or diagnosis hasn't been identified. The term neurodivergent describes people whose brain differences affect how their brain works. That means they have different strengths and challenges from people whose brains don't have those differences. The possible differences include medical disorders, learning disabilities, and other conditions. The possible strengths include better memory, just like being able to remember things in vivid detail and recall them, being able to mentally picture three-dimensional objects easily, the ability to solve complex mathematical calculations in their head. I don't have that one, and many more. Neurodivergent isn't a medical term. Instead, it is a way to describe people who using words other than normal and abnormal. That's important because there is no single definition of normal for how the human brain works. The word for people who aren't neurodivergent is neurotypical. That means their strengths and challenges aren't affected by any kind of difference that changes how their brain works. Is being neurodivergent a disability? Some neurodivergent people struggle because of systems or processes that don't give them a chance to show off their strengths or that create new or more intense challenges for them. Last but not least, why use the term neurodivergent to describe people? Some people oppose the idea of neurodiversity as being about differences instead of deficits. Many who take this stance say they're against it because some who are neurodivergent have true medical conditions that need treatment. However, research shows that knowing about the idea of neurodiversity doesn't mean people who are neurodivergent ignore or deny that they have struggles. Instead, the research shows people who know, my head's too big, about the idea of being neurodivergent use that knowledge to adapt and help them succeed. I'm so proud of you for not being ashamed of your mental health, but I'm not either. No two brains are the same. We all tick differently. The reason I personally do not like to refer to any medical condition as an illness is because of the stigma society has put around that word. Regardless of your severity, some people are totally fine coasting it alone. Some people need a nurse in their day-to-day life. Doesn't matter. You are still figuring out what works best for you. People really need to stop telling me I'm something I'm not.